So welcome and hello everyone, my name is Antihero and thank you for tuning in to our fourth video in the Let's Play series of a Game of Thrones mod for CK2, in which we take upon ourselves the role of Daemon Blackfyre, originally of Blackhawk or Summerhall, but now the rightful king who sits upon the Iron Throne. It has been a few days since I've played this, since as I was saying my thesis came up. But I'm on track again, on schedule. So yeah, I thought it was time for a new video, and I hope that when my new hard drive or external hard drive comes in, I will be able to basically record multiple episodes. Yeah, so where we last left off, I said we could duel him. We're not gonna do that, challenge Daeron to a duel to uphold your honor. Duel can be considered dangerous to your health. We would want to do that, and we should game like from an RPG perspective, but we cannot actually do anything to him. It's not going to be a duel in which he will be slain, because the game mechanics just don't allow for it. You just get some prestige from it. They hate you even more when they are your rival, but more than that, it doesn't really offer. Why not? Because when you get to the point where he says like, I yield, you get the option of either slaying him or not, and you will get the dishonorable trade. And it just sucks. It just sucks, you know, you cannot really do anything with it. So that's it. But we'll send the invitation because from an RPG perspective we were rightful king. He thwarted our initial claim to it. Why didn't you give up? That is basically the question Daemon would ask Daeron the Good. So we got some things that we need to do. We want to fall in love with Daenerys, but she's currently, this is sure, a sea star. I will tell more about her in the next episode. But basically, we want to fall in love with Daenerys, but she's married to Maron Martell, who we have, coincidentally, in our prison. We cannot really do anything to him if we don't have a good hand of the king. Why not? Because, well, if we don't have a good hand of the king, we will have to release him, and that happened to me a couple of times, and it was really, really unfortunate. So we will keep the ambition to fall in love for a little bit. Will not do it just yet. Do we want to become a 6,000 prestige is a little bit far up. Right now, we would like to obtain a dragon egg. That's just for now. We'll cancel it later on. Cancel ambition in 3 years. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. So what we're gonna do is put some peeps upon our. We want to pacify our province. We don't really have anyone who's better at this moment. What we could try to do, we cannot employ a courtier. We can take a loan from a vassal. Yeah, we'll do that. Must ask for a loan. So we'll do that. We will get someone else. For the moment being, 13 Craven on Gideon. He's not a good diplomat. 10, 13. No, we cannot make him like us more. I'm not sure what the mechanics are on like. Basically, we will be able to call Maron Martell for trial, and it will depend. It will kind of decide whether or not he will be found guilty or not. It's like what happened to Tyrion, and he will get a chance to defend himself, and you know, so that's that. We want our Duke to be our Master of Laws. We want not Sir Aegon Bittersteel, we want Bertrand because he's better at training our kids. We'll put him to train our kids in King's Landing. We will put you to not improve defenses but pacify the province. Oh no, did I? Okay, luckily I did not. For a moment I was confused. Let's ban our armies because we already have Martell in our prison, so we don't need to. I was basically just making sure we had our army like ready, like totally ready, at standby. Or we're already kind of marching actually. We're already marching in line. We're already marching up on Dawn, and it was just like totally unnecessary. So we will put them here. We'll park them in Blackheart. We want to throw him in prison, but we want to send a request to duel. We have this wickedly bad Quinton, Quinton, the Septon, will perform charity because we need the piety. It's nice to have the piety. Because, well, you can do stuff with it. It's good, like if you want to create like new titles and stuff. So we'll do that. What is this? No. I want you to stand down. Cool. Yeah, we cannot stand him down yet, so that's cool. That will happen in a bit. Army of Lardantas. Yeah, so we will send the dual Daeron, dual Baylor, call Prince Martell for trial. No, we will not do that yet. Duel and throw him in a dungeon. It probably won't work because he's already imprisoned, but that's just that. Lastly, we had these people and these peeps. There's this engine in the Game of Thrones mod in which during a war, vassals, like not direct vassals, but like the Lord Paramount, have like a kind of autonomy in deciding whether or not they will join the war or not. So what we'll do is vassalization, and basically what happened here is that because they were allied to us, Old Town, because they were allied to us during the war, they were allies of the first hour. They weren't brought back under the fold. So cannot offer vassalization, so we'll have to conquer him. Harrenhal. The Lostens. Yeah, I'm getting better at it again. I start remembering. Okay, the Kaisis, who is coincidentally our cousin, Visitors of Kais. So yeah, we want to keep a close eye on him. He doesn't have claims, but regardless. Okay, to the crossing. Some of them will not accept or offer vassalization. Why? Because they want to remain independent, of course. But it's a stupid thing. Why is it a stupid thing? Because, well, you get to this point where they would totally be your vassal again, and they would, you know, go back under the fold. But the game mechanics won't allow for it, and they will say like, no. It's like, it's totally arbitrary. It's totally arbitrary. Okay, so now we're gonna let it run for a bit. Press. I don't want to know about it. Budget deficit. I am well aware. Yeah. So we have de jure claims. Special actions. Okay, so let's go. Daeron Waters has chosen to accept your challenge to personal combat, even though he's in prison. So this is a challenge which was issued in the throne room, and we are fighting him in front of the Iron Throne. Let's fight. Strike. I will aim for the wound. He's wounded, and he's imprisoned. Eli sprawled. It's all over now. Why don't you just give up? It's all over now. Is he maimed? No, he's not. So, okay, here we have it. Daeron drops his weapon and throws his hands up in the air. Yield! I yield! So if we say no, we immediately slay him, but we get the trade dishonorable. Moreover, we get like a minus 30 for 60 months, which isn't that bad, but the dishonorable trait, you just don't want to have it. Why not? It's a minus 10 modifier. It was kind of implemented to make sure that you wouldn't just go on a plotting and, you know, like you have characters and they're like, oh, they're kind, temperate, they're like paragons of virtue, and they have the dishonorable trait. This gives you minus 1 in diplomacy and minus 10 in general opinion, minus in piety. Moreover, if you get it through a plot, you will also get the modifier which says like known murderer, and it will just stack. So you get minus 10 for dishonorable, minus 10 for being a known murderer. So it's very wise to make sure that you have either high intrigue or just not plot. So it has become way more risky to plot against people that you want dead. Like, death now is not perhaps the most easy answer. Assassination is not. So I say accept. I accept, Daeron. You see now, you see reason, and you knew that you should have forfeited. I'm sorry. Sometimes my lexical capabilities are better than my actual pronunciation, because I just know more words than I actually use in day-to-day conversations. Because, well, I'm from Holland, so yeah, I just don't need to. But if I would be in England, everything would get activated again. As I think I said, like either in the last video or perhaps in a video in which the recording went just broke. But that's just it. I accept. Back on your feet and back to the dungeons. You have won. Victory is mine. To the chivalrous holy warrior. I'm a holy warrior, apparently. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I accept to swear fealty to you and serve you as our vassal lord. Okay. The duel against Daeron Waters is finished. A small crowd had gathered to watch your fight of honor and glory. So basically, this is just like either in the field, like it's so, you know, generic and random, and it seems like they're just like somewhere on a field of grass, and people are picnicking, there's families, and they're like, oh, so nice, what's happening? A distraction from our daily drudge. Yeah, is that it? Yeah. A small crowd has gathered to watch your fight of honor and glory. This is the king of the Iron Throne fighting the pretender that he just, you know, won the biggest war of. Like, it's like World War I, you know? Proportion-wise, it's relative to that. Daeron Waters started aggressively and threw attacks at you. Not to, by the way, not to somehow belittle the graveness of World War I. Not in any way. Daeron Waters started aggressively and threw attacks at you, which you managed to dodge and block. Over time, you gained the advantage, while your opponent became more and more fatigued. Finally, you feinted the high attack, and Daeron Waters failed to block your strike, which struck him in the leg. Apparently in the leg, it seems very random. Your opponent laid down his weapon and yielded. I walk away the victor. And then it says like, all this violence seems to solve your problems in life. All this violence seems to solve your problems, and life seems easier when you can just smash something. So we gained Wrath, which will give us minus in diplomacy, minus in intrigue, but +1 in martial. Which will mean that we get 34. They swear fealty. Your Grace, I shall of course honor my obligation to you and provide a small loan. A small loan, it doesn't say so, but a small loan. A loan of gold as you requested. The funds shall be sent to the fall of the King's Landing immediately. Okay, so we get the funds. That's good. So we're no longer lacking in the funds. The strict exercise regime was taken up after your decision to become a legendary warrior. You are already a legendary warrior. Has made you one of the toughest persons around. I could lift a small house. +2 in health. Like, I don't have character info on, but he's just amazing. Like, this doesn't give him any health, but this does. So +3 health. Let me see. Formidable fighter. +4.5. Brave doesn't give anything. So +4.5 health on the base. So he's probably like 9.5 in health. If he wasn't even higher than that already. Like the base score. So yeah, he won't die for a long time. Like there's a very small chance, you know, to say the least. Okay, so we have to wait a bit more. And then we can transfer vassalage. We cannot truly reward anyone yet, like I said. I want to reward the wars of great powers and Targaryen have subsided for now. Long live the king. I hope our maester, Ganther, our archmaester, who is apparently ruthless, temperate, and chaste, will serve as well. Okay, I can't be bothered right now. Bring me the greatest knights of the realm. There are 7 swords that should protect the king at all times. Currently we only have 3, so we have 4 open slots to fill. We'll be like... he's a skilled fighter, he's zealous, ambitious 15, skilled fighter. I like this one, because Corlys Manderford, even though he's selfish, raw, greedy, he's like huge. So I like that, but we will get a Malcolm. Gregarious, just, envious. He is, however, a family person, so he understands obligation and duty to family, and we will be able to send King's God members to family members. You will be asked to do that. It will give them an opinion boost, and he's zealous. He's an amazing fighter, so we would like to have him beneath us, even though he will only serve the King's God command directly. So you, Malcolm, you step forward. Sir, you of the old anchor kneels. I'm sorry, Your Grace, he says, but someday we'll hold lands of my own. My house needs me more than a realm. My opinion of him changes. Okay. Swear filthy, swear filthy. I reject your offer, apparently. Aegor Bittersteel, do we want him? I promise to arrange it. I promise to arrange it. Why don't we give him Summerhall directly? Because from an RPG perspective, that would make sense. Because then the Stormlands will just continuously try to attack him. Like, continuously. It just doesn't matter that we have him as our vassal. It's just like, attack him, attack him, attack him. And you just have to command them to end the war. Constantly. Can we give him some money? Yes. Can we do anything else? We gave him money. He already hates us. Because we're title claimants. This is such bullcrap. Like, he loved us in the storyline. He saved the remainder of our 5 kids. And, you know, he held his obligation. He had such a grave sense of duty that he went and formed a mercenary company on our behalf. So I say I promise to arrange it. So it's really stupid that he hates us. It's not true. Perhaps he had expected us to die. Promise to arrange. I mentioned the wall. See, it is customary to bestow castles upon your kinsman. If you refuse Aegir request, he may inform the realm, and you will be seen as a tyrant. Shit. It doesn't really matter, but we could get tyranny. We don't have any castles over here. City. Who is this? Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. We can't get it, so I say I'll mention the wall. Ah, come on! 5. That's cool. Okay, so now we immediately go. So I want to get some gameplay in. But what we're gonna do now first. You don't like us because you want control of the highlights room. Strong. So now he likes us by 25. We'll make you a small council advisor. Yusa, General of the North. Small council advisor, yes you are. You have no other penalties towards us. He doesn't like us either. He wants control of High Lodge for Saucefield. All of this I learned through Arumba. I had no clue whatsoever before. What you can do, which one thing is handy to do, is basically go to your regions and you say like, hey, you know, that's easy to see. Then you're, you know, Cockles went Mandefall. So what you do is Cockles went, and you can see because of the blue borders that are, you know, they're highlighted in blue, that it belongs to his your region. So you always want it. It's normal that he wants it. It's not a problem. Old Town is not serving me directly. One day. I don't need your protection. I don't need your protection. Okay. Cool. I'm cool with that. Cool. Then we have him. Arian of the Stormlands, Arian Baratheon. Doesn't remember his legacy or legacy together like the House Targaryen and House Blackfyre legacy. But, you know, it is what it is. So what you want to do is basically go to, like, opinion minus, set it like that. Yeah. Or Master of Laws wants something. He wants Sharp Point. And he should rightfully have it, because he has Light Orchard of Massey's Hook, does your Sharp Point. So that's why you give it to him. Ta-da! Okay, you're going here. I have no commanders in place, that's cool. We want to collect taxes in... Why are we not getting taxes here? Recently conquered, ends on 89, 8208, so that's cool. So for now, we will collect taxes in Summerhall. People think I'm a tyrant -5. Okay, so not tyrants -20 and then -5. That is good. Stand down. Stand down everything. And let me see. Okay, go and run again. Lady Qava Volantis needs your aid. You're a slave owner, you're Maergyr. Why? Your Grace King Daemon of Lands under attack from a foreign realm is in need of aid. We implore you to join our coalition against our common enemy. so that the interests of East Valyrian here and your fellow High Valyrian will remain protected. She is currently Free City of Volantis, City of Old Volantis. She is fighting 2 wars, defending on Maergyr or Bello of Lys in the Lys Valentine War of City of Plains of Maergyr, 20% in favor of her, and this one is 90% in favor of Ordello the Gallant. Let me see. I'm sorry, I was taking a sip of coffee over there. Will we? Would we? We're honorable. There's not such a thing as like being nationalist or, you know, like being having like a nationalist kind of tendencies or being like, how do you say, not racist. It's not nationalism. Nationalism is something else. Like proud of your heritage. We're wroth. We're ambitious. We're gregarious. We would kind of want to start conquesting Essos. So we say, of course we will come and aid you. Now, we don't have anyone who's better. Employ a new courtier, request coronation, lose 30 gold. The most devout and serene King Daemon, in the name of the High Septon, of the Seven I, High Septon, would like to offer you my blessing to allow your coronation in the great sept of the faith. As King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First of Men. This is interesting because these are the Andals, and they came over to Westeros from Essos. That's kind of the story, and the First Men were assimilating like intermingled eugenics-wise with the Andals. That's why they say always like King of the Andals and the First of Man. First Man. Then we have the Rhoynar. They're over here. You can actually, for instance, over here we could say like Grand Lord Paramount. Lordship Paramount that rules over the lands of Northfield, currently holds no unencumbered separate from the crown, and we can grant it, and he becomes our vassal. He only has the one county, but he gets like a claim on everything else, and we can help him out if we would want to, but we're not going to do that right now. Yeah, I have no words for such a. Not everyone will join, that's cool. Factions, crown loyalists. Employ one new courtier. My time is already up, but I want to continue for a bit. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. We want to have a man good with coin. There's not yet been a tick in which our annual income gets updated. There's no one. There really is. He is 13, 14. It just doesn't matter. So we'll wait for a bit because they will really defend us. We cannot command him to end the war. So we're gonna help her. So raise the boats. Raise our levy. We don't want to use our special troops or event span troops because we might need them. Still don't have Arumba's key sets, which this sucks. It's very, very hard to do all this. Let me see. We have a huge army over here. This one like 17. 29. 14. So we have that. How many fleets is this? It's 271. So it's 27,000. Can't use this. We just do not have the fleets. 17. Expand this. Okay. Yeah, disband that, disband that. And cool. Okay, let's go a bit of speed. Do we have our spy master scheming? No, we don't. Master of Whisper should be our direct vassal. Why are you our direct vassal? Okay, so I cannot transfer vassalage to him. He wants control of Harrenhal and Crossing, we could have declared war, because we have a royal claim on him, and basically what is happening here is that he didn't come back on the fold, so we have to declare war on him at some point. The next problem that we have is that he, Paramount Oath Order to reach of House Arryn, and that is where the problem is, has a strong claim on Outer of the Vale, on the Vale. Why? Because it's his direct heir. So the only way to do this is basically like, say, like, revoke title. We cannot do that, however. We couldn't even, like, so it's a problem we will have to deal with in the future, like, otherwise the guy will become too powerful, way too powerful. So let's run it. Victory is 90%. Okay. I can be bothered right now, that's right, we also need to do that. We cannot appoint anyone of House Targaryen to the King's Guard because they are either all married or they're not. You, however, can be appointed to the King's Guard, but he sometimes accepts, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he accepts, sometimes he doesn't. Brynden is married. We'll arrange betrothals later on. Arrange betrothal, matrimonially, no. We want to go to a rival. He already has a bastard. So, matrilineally. Start to mend the Great Schism. I was also supposed to tell you something about Aegon. Okay, crowning of the king, sorry, I'll get back to that. In the name of the Father, I, King Daemon of the House Blackfyre, of the House Blackfyre, promise, pledge, and guarantee in the sight of the Seven that I will be the protector and defender of the realm and always useful to it, however many, insofar as I'm supported by divine assistance. And so far am I supported by divine assistance, according to my knowledge and ability. Today I was crowned by His Holiness the High Septon, and formally received the title of King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First of Man, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, protector of the realm, and the blessing of the High Septon. And he was also crowned the blessing of the High Septon. Okay. Significantly strengthened my rule in the sense that it gives like +1 in opinion, because it's 100 prestige. Okay, so we're waiting for response from Dondarrion, so we can marry matrilineally the male heirs of. We can matrilineally marry the male heirs, of Baelor Breakspear to one of her daughters, effectively making them, you know, all the kids, of course, making them, we want the towers. Arrange betrothal to Morella. Matrilineally, yeah. And it will not work because somehow my squadron of the south, it should fall upon the reach, yeah. Wait. 49. So we will not use our own people. Oh my god, I haven't even seen this. So you can go over here, and we will use this army to immediately go do something for her. Myris, the gallant of Maergyr, who is currently reigning in Maergyr, because he's already at 90% war score. So what we're gonna do is select the best people, reorganize it. Kedrick, Aegor, yes, cool. And we're gonna just assault it. That's what we're gonna do. Like, that's how we're gonna win this war. It's not a big a deal. Okay, so we're gonna assault Maergyr. Get the troopers aboard. Still too little. This will not help us much. 29, 94, 6, 103, 123 will mean that we get about 12,000, but we don't really need it. Okay, so let's go at speed 2. Speed 3. I want to quickly round up this war, and then I will take a quick break because I'm already playing way too long. 18 days. So we'll get a few ticks of too arbitrary to voice an opinion. It was a bit flattering. We're gregarious, you know, we know how to handle people. We're really nice about it. So we get an attrition of 1.6%, so that's not a lot. It's about 450, perhaps 1,000 men which we lose until we get a sword. But that's okay. 5,000 is free, 45,000. So yeah, there you have it. Sold in 2 days. Do we have 10 times as much? No. But we want to win this war. So it's just what it is. We're gonna lose a lot of men doing this. 10, oh my god, 15,000. But it is what it is. We're gonna release all of his prisoners. Common cause, yeah, because we won't have just. And we're gonna clap their leader in irons. We were considered to be a holy warrior by one of the peeps that pledged loyalty and swore filthy to us. Nothing the strap won't cure. And she should end the war now. It's only our vassals' troops, okay? So this is good because... Are you still fighting something else? You are defending against Magister Bello of Liz and the fallen team. We cannot offer to join war. Lysine volunteering war for the city of Plain Maergyr as well. That's just what it is. I really don't care about this one city. We'll keep her realm intact. We will disband. Your faithful, my king, many of your faithful subjects, myself included, feel that Lord Adam of Golden Grove has amassed more power than titles than is warranted by his station. If you were to kindly advise him to abdicate the High Lordship of North March to a vassal, which is of course the vassal, know that this decision would enjoy your wholehearted support. Signed, Lord Florian of the Mendel Initiative. He is the only one. There's no one else. Our wholehearted support. It's just you see, because I can see this, because I'll have no part in the scheme. He would lose opinion. He would get a negative reply, and people would lose opinion. But there's no one else. There's really no one else. He has a loan taken. He's ambitious, so perhaps there's some border issues there. He's talking about North March. Let me see. The North March. High Lordship of the North March. Where? I'm sorry? That cannot be correct. Is there some kind of localization from it? So where are you? De jure, my lordship. The North March, here. They all love him, except for this guy. Desires our lordship from North March. We don't care. We don't care. It's not our vassal. Commendable. I have no part in this scheme. It's a plot. It's totally this plot. Okay, so we want to call for trial. I'm sorry. Before I quit. We want to call Maron of Dorne for trial. That's what we want to do. But basically what happened in the past is that he would just be released. Even though he is a traitor. Even though he's a traitor, he would be released. Which is very annoying indeed. We want to banish him to Night's Watch so we can marry Prince Daenerys, who already has a kid with him. Franklin, as I told in the last video. Lastly, I didn't talk about... oh yeah, so after that, we want to attack Riverrun, Lord Paramount Admin of the Riverlands, and subjugate him, because we have a royal claim on him. We cannot... I can show you. So we have a royal claim on him, so we want to... Of course we shall aid you. Oh my god. Yes, we will aid you, okay? We already have our vassal levels raised, sorry. So that's cool. 4K, 25, 29. First get our people and then we'll do it. I'm gonna keep that for the next video. So after this war, Lord Lysine Valentine War, for just one city, you can handle it, Missy. You can handle it. We will want to press a royal claim on the Riverlands, bring them back under the fold. After that, we want to force to train our two sons, who somehow become like shitty little kids. It's just awful. Like, he has amazing traits, but they're not formidable fighters. Somehow, Aenys and Aegon, Arryn, they end up being formidable fighters one way or the other because they're still young enough, and they will get like combat prowess improved events, and they will become formidable fighters just like bam in this instant. Let me see. These are master of laws. Do you have a pretty decent? No, he has an awful stewardship. So we want to call for trial Maron, and we want to start mending the Great Schism and marry Daenerys. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to put anything in the comments, put it in the comments. I will gladly read them and use the input. If you liked, please subscribe. And thank you for watching, and hopefully till the next video.